Good afternoon. My name is Ashley Murphy and I'm the Quality Assurance Manager here at Prairie Mushrooms. I'm here today to provide you with training to explain the importance of good manufacturing practices, since we are all responsible for food handling and food processing tasks. Every year, approximately 4 million Canadians are affected by a food-borne illness. That works out to 1 in every 8 Canadians. Of these, there are approximately 11,600 people hospitalized and 238 deaths. As employees at Prairie Mushrooms, we have a responsibility to ensure that our food is safe for consumption and meet all customer and regulatory requirements. It is critical that every member of our team is committed to maintaining these high standards through the process of implementing what is known as good manufacturing practices, or also known as GMPs. Today, I will first talk to you and give you some background information of what HACCP is and how GMPs were first introduced. Secondly, I will explain to you exactly what good manufacturing practices are. And lastly, I will explain the consequences of not following GMPs, and specifically we'll review 3 types of hazards. So first, you may be wondering, what is HACCP? HACCP is an acronym that stands for Hazard Analysis Critical Control Points. It is a systematic and preventative method to ensure food safety. Now please take note that HACCP focuses on the prevention of food safety hazards rather than the detection of problems in the finished product. There are 7 prerequisite programs, and these programs are the foundation of a HACCP food safety management system, and all 7 must be developed and implemented. These prerequisite programs are premises, transportation, purchasing, receiving, shipping, and storage, equipment, personnel, sanitation and pest control, recall, and operational. As you'll see here, operational covers topics such as allergens, nutrients, food additives, and processing aids. As you'll see in a moment, it took several years for HACCP to get to where it is today. It is a concept that is widely recognized. However, there is still opportunities for improvement, especially when you analyze how many people across the world are affected by food-borne illnesses each year. HACCP was first introduced in 1960 for NASA. They wanted to ensure that the food being consumed by astronauts in the space program were safe for consumption, since once they were sent on their journey, they were no longer able to seek any medical attention if needed. It was then publicly presented in 1971, and only in 1990 was it starting to become implemented in Canada. So today, HACCP principles are applied by most food processing companies through the implementation of what is known as good manufacturing practices. Now I would like to explain to you exactly what good manufacturing practices are, and one important one is employee hygiene. It states in the SQF Code 7.2 edition the following: personnel shall have clean hands, and hands shall be washed by all personnel, including staff, contractors, and visitors. You may be wondering, when am I required to wash my hands? You're required to wash your hands upon entering any food handling or food processing area, after each visit to the toilet, after using a handkerchief, after eating, smoking, or drinking, and after handling washdown hoses, drop product, or contaminated material. There is a proper way of hand washing techniques, and you can see by this illustration. You must first wet your hands with warm to hot water, then apply soap, then scrub for approximately 20 seconds. And it's important when you're scrubbing to make sure you get in between your fingers, under your nails, and the tops of your hands. Then you'll want to rinse your hands for approximately 10 seconds to get all the soap off. Then dry your hands with a paper towel, and using that paper towel, turn off the tap. Another good manufacturing practice is uniform. Here at Prairie Mushrooms, you're required to wear a hairnet, a beard net if applicable, a clean smock, our provided blue latex gloves, and CSA approved footwear. And you may be wondering, how do I know if my shoes are CSA approved or not? It's quite simple. You'll see here on the shoe that there is a green triangle. If you see this symbol on your shoe, it is CSA approved. So make sure you confirm before starting. Next is no personal items in any food handling or processing areas. These include items such as jewelry, phones, keys, jackets, purses. All of these items must be stored in your designated locker only. No eating, drinking, smoking, or spitting in handling food or processing areas as well. And do not come to sick when you work. We do not want you spreading your germs to other employees, and most importantly, you're dealing and handling with food. So if you're sick, any symptoms such as sore throat, diarrhea, vomiting, or fever, we ask that you stay at home. The last thing I'd like to go through is the consequences if these GMPs are not followed. There are a risk of 3 hazards. 1 is biological hazard, 2 chemical, and 3 physical. A biological hazard is contamination of food with pathogenic organisms. A pathogenic organism is bacteria, viruses, or parasites that cause a foodborne illness. Pathogens that are most common and you may have heard of is Salmonella, Listeria, E. coli, and Staph. A chemical hazard is contamination of food with added chemicals, substances, allergens, or toxins. And these include pesticides, cleaning chemicals, sanitizing chemicals, and machine oils. It's also important to note that allergens fall under this category as well. The CFIA has deemed all these Canadian allergens, so it's important to take note of them. As you can see, there are several different nuts, as well as wheat, eggs, milk, soybeans, crustaceans, shellfish, fish, and mustard seeds. A physical hazard is contamination of food with physical substances. So this would be things such as nails and paper clips, hair, pencils and pens, broken glass, money, cigarettes, candy wrappers, as well as wood, plastic, metal, and jewelry. In conclusion, since Prairie Mushrooms has adopted a HACCP program, our main objective is to prevent any biological, chemical, physical contamination from occurring. Good manufacturing practices is a system that must be enforced by all personnel to ensure our products meet the food safety, quality, and legal requirements. If you have any questions or any food safety concerns, please be sure to report to your supervisor or QA department. You have here on the board all contact information that you need. With that, that concludes my presentation. I'd like to thank you all for your time and have a great day.